All right, step on the brake. What's up, guys? So I haven't started this car up yet. I figured I would make a little video on starting the vehicle, show you how bad it sounds when it actually starts. Now, I didn't do all the necessary things to put it away for the winter. So a couple tips you should do when you put your car away for the winter. You should definitely go fill up, get a full tank of gas, and use some of this stabilizer. You can put it in before you go to the gas station or even after. Maybe drive it around a little bit so it mixes in good, but make sure it's the kind with the ethanol. You need that because ethanol is bad news. What you should do is put fuel stabilizer in. I didn't do that. Make sure you disconnect the battery, or if you're not going to disconnect the battery, make sure you use a battery tender. Make sure it's something that you can leave plugged in. It probably only charges the battery like 2 amps at a time on a trickle charge, but make sure you do that. I didn't put a battery tender on it, although I charge the battery probably once a month or once every other month just to keep the battery up to par, which is good. All right, so the only thing I did to it today was actually charge the battery probably for about an hour. The battery wasn't too bad as it was. Just gonna check the oil, make sure the oil level looks good. The oil's really high right now because all the oil's in the bottom of the engine. Once you start the vehicle, the oil should come up to the heads and into the lifters. But I'm going to show you how bad it sounds when you first start it up. A lot of times people, if they were able to hear this when they first started up, they'd probably yell at me and tell me to shut it down. But you got to let the oil do its job and get up to the top of the head. Change your oil right before you put it away. There is going to be some contaminants in the oil after driving it for a while. Even after you drive it for 1,000 miles, there'll be some contaminants in there. Make sure you change that oil. When I put it away for the winter, what I should have done was change the oil, and I should have put fuel stabilizer in the gas, and I didn't do that. I didn't do either, so we'll see if it even starts. I think it will, but let's see. All right, check the air filter. Air filter is good. Check the exhaust. Make sure there's nothing on the exhaust. Make sure there's no mice, and even under the intake, it looks good. See if there's any fuel leaks. Let's see, here's the fuel lines. No fuel leaks. Check underneath, make sure there's no major leaks, no major big puddles. I don't see anything. Everything looks good. That actually sounds pretty good. I thought it was going to sound a lot worse. You hear a little bit of ticking, but that's probably from the injectors. I'm surprised how good it sounds. I took it for a ride. It's not running great. You can see I definitely have to get that bad gas out of there. It's running okay for having not run in 6 months. It's not too bad, but it definitely smells horrible. The exhaust stinks really bad. All right, so there's my 944. It actually started up really good. And one of the things I'm wondering is if, because I upgraded to a different weight oil and maybe a higher quality oil, I did switch to a 5W40 instead of 1040. I don't know if that would make the difference. And then maybe a half synthetic instead of the regular conventional oil. So, I mean, oil is better nowadays than it was 10 years ago. So that might have something to do with it. I don't know. Leave me a comment if you know anything about that. All right, guys, if you have any questions at all, leave me a comment below. I've worked on GM vehicles for over 20 years. I was a GM Master Tech. I do have experience in Volkswagens, a little bit in Porsches, and a couple other vehicles. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've owned that 944 for 23 years. I still love it. I still love driving it. I even love working on it. There is still a lot of stuff that needs to be done on it, but I'll get to it. So if you like this video, please check out some of my other videos and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of automotive and mechanical type stuff. Thanks, guys. All right, check it out. No more baseball bat. I told you guys I would get new hood struts. So those were pretty easy. So those are good. Nice, good to go.